Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve MCFC. As you can see, as you can hear, my voice is a bit better today. Yesterday was completely gone. But what can I say? Manchester City 2, Manchester United 1, FA Cup champions 2023, Manchester City FC. What a day at Wembley it was. What a fantastic weekend we had as Manchester City supporters this weekend. I know a lot of you guys were nervous. I know a lot of people were in the messages and the DMs. I know there was a big debate about what was the most important game. But listen, we've done it. We beat Manchester United. We've shown them who the Kings of Manchester are. We've shown them who the pride of Manchester is. And we sent them back down the motorway, 20 minutes away, back home to London, with the bucket hats and the tails between the legs. And we're all off to pack for Istanbul. That is basically the be-all and end-all of it. Absolutely outstanding scenes at weekend at Wembley. The City fans, Wembley Way, all blue and white everywhere. The Green Man, the Arch, all the pubs round that end full of City. Young, old, men, women. It was absolutely unbelievable. It really was. I was so proud at the final whistle and got a bit emotional. I was coming out the ground as a couple of fans got me for a few pictures, and I was a little bit emotional. I can't lie. It was just fantastic. The FA Cup is something special in this country. When you're growing up as a kid and you watch the FA Cup, it means so much. I remember watching United win it, Crystal Palace. I remember Ian Wright equalising, Mark Hughes. I remember my friends on the street making a tinfoil FA Cup and putting it in the windows. And I remember just looking at that thinking, maybe one day, maybe one day. I remember them all singing, "We're on the march with Fergie's army" and all that. We're all going to Wembley. And I was a kid. And all the United fans were walking up the street singing it. And I was just like, I thought Wembley was a million miles away from me. So it was emotional. And it was Derby Day. And it was Man United. And they were coming to stop the treble. We're going to stop your treble. Well, lads, you fucking tried. And you got you nowhere. Because Manchester City won the FA Cup. We won a double. We're now Premier League champions. We're now FA Cup champions. And there's one more to go. One more to go. This week coming could be the best week of our lives, Blues. I can't even stress how much Saturday night is going to mean to us all. Do you know what I mean? But first of all, we get down to the game. The nitty-gritty. FA Cup final. We arrived at Wembley early morning. We went to the Green Man. Anyone that was following my journey on Instagram, you'll see the videos. There's a highlight reel on Instagram you can watch. The Green Man was rammed, hammered, blue and white everywhere. All the flags were up. Brilliant atmosphere, non-stop singing. The sun was shining. I know a few people got stuck in traffic. A few people were on the minutes. But before the game, the City fans were in great voice. Absolutely outstanding. We walked to the ground about 1:30. Plenty of singing going on. Loads of City fans. No trouble. The odd bit of vocal here and there, but nothing much. Got in the ground. Looked fantastic. You know, all of the flags on the seats. They had the bucket hats. I mean, I'm not taking the piss, but bucket hats, was that like to make them look a bit more mank or something like that? You know what I mean? A bit more Liam Gallagher or Stone Roses or something, because, yeah, it was a weird one, that. But we had the blue and white flags anyway with a date on, nice memento for people to keep. You know, hope City fans keep theirs. Don't sell them on eBay like the bucket hats. There's 20,000 bucket hats went on eBay on Saturday night. Do you know what I mean? There's loads of them. But the team comes out, and for me, it's our strongest side, bar Edison in net. So we've got Ortega, Walker, Akanji, Diaz, Stones, Rodri, Kevin De Bruyne, Gundogan, Grealish, Bernardo and Erling Haaland. So I think we're all happy with that going into the game. So the atmosphere is building nice. Abide With Me is a traditional FA Cup song that always gets a few tears. It always reminds me of people that have passed away. I don't know why, and people that couldn't be with us. So that was a little bit of a somber moment. You got the national anthem when the teams are out, which is always good at Wembley Stadium, and then it's full system go. And all I can say is, what a start! What a start we made. It was unbelievable. Straight from the kickoff. Rolls it back to Ortega. Long ball up front. Erling Haaland with a flick on. Bounces in between, I think, Varane and Kevin De Bruyne. They both jump, both get a little knock on it. It drops nicely for Ilkay. He made United cry, Gundogan, to come flying in. Bang! Hits it on the volley. Fuck off. Right in the top corner. The City end was up like you won't believe. There were scenes like I can't even describe. There were people still running into the stadium who were obviously running late, or they were going to the toilet or whatever. There was people falling on each other. It was mint. The noise, the roar was out of this world. And what a start. You know what I mean? I said on a few previews this week that we need to get that early goal and we need to put pressure on them. And our prayers was answered. What a goal. Ilkay Gundogan, the fastest ever goal in cup final history. For a team that's got no history, we're making history. Yeah? Absolute scenes when that went in. And anyway, we ended up calming down, getting into the game. And for me, Man United turned up not to play their own game, not to try and win the game, to try and stop us. They had man-to-man markers all across the middle. So Rodri, De Bruyne, and Gundogan were getting man-to-man marked. They were allowing Ruben Diaz to come out from the back with the ball, and John Stones. Similar to what Real Madrid did at the Bernabeu. They tried to stop our supply line. And to be honest, yeah, they did okay with that. But they didn't create anything themselves. And then the penalty, you know. Listen, the laws of the game say that's a penalty. I do believe it's going to be changed. But come on, it is what it is. If it went against them, they'd be in the same boat saying it's a joke. And it was a joke. But you know what? We take it on the chin. The ball over to Wan-Bissaka. He heads it. Jack jumps to head it. He's not even facing that direction. He's turned to spin, to look at the ball. It's a natural movement of your body. And he heads it from 2 inches away onto his fingertips. Penalty. That was the only way Man United was getting into that game. Penalty, sending off, stupid set piece. Other than that, we didn't look troubled. So they get the penalty. Bruno Fernandes just before half-time. Goal, 1-1. Couple of incidents in the first half of note. Casemiro with a tackle on Akanji. Somehow it's their free kick. Weird. Could have been a red. Some refs would have given red for that, the way he went over the top. I just think that United were poor. I just think they were poor. I think they were out of ideas. I don't think Ten Hag came up with any sort of plan. Anyone can go and put 9 men behind the ball against Man City and hold us out for a bit, but it doesn't usually end well. They were relying on what happened at Old Trafford. We had Cancelo playing that game. They expected us to be pressing high up the pitch, get the long ball over the top, Rashford round the back. It didn't happen. A couple of times he got through, but Sancho, terrible. And Casemiro, let me tell you about Casemiro. Casemiro is a fantastic football player. And what he's done in his career is outstanding. And at Real Madrid, he was one of the best in the world. But at Manchester United, when you're playing alongside Fred, you're not, mate. And Rodri, he ran that game in the midfield. He ran it. He didn't stop running. He was driving from midfield. He was cutting in, cutting inside, running right across the length of the pitch with the ball. He was creating space. He was winning it back when we lost it. He was winning everything in the air in the middle. Casemiro never put a glove on him. Casemiro was trying to man-to-mark Gundo. He didn't do a good job of that in the first minute when he pinged it in the top bag. And anyway, second half, City start well second half. We're keeping hold of the ball. United's not getting a touch. We get a free kick on our right. Kev whips the ball across. Ilkay, he made United cry. Gundogan comes in again, hits it on the volley, takes a few bobbles through the box, bang, in the bottom corner. De Gea, they're saying, should he have got it? Was he unsighted? I don't know. He got a good hand to it, but he pushed it in. We were right behind it. Again, the City end was up 2-1. You could see in the players' faces what it meant. We absolutely deserved it. And then after that, it was full control City. You know, Erling Haaland, he had a quiet game. But off the ball, he was making space. He was running the channels. He was dragging them around with him. He was winning the flick-ons. He was coming deep, laying it off into midfield. He should have had a goal late on. The ball come across the box and he hit it. The goalkeeper saved it and Gundogan tapped it in, but he was offside. I mean, I think he had one in the first half where he nodded it in front of him with his head and he smashed it just over the bar. So, listen, Erling got 90 minutes under his belt. He worked hard against a team that was sat deep. But I don't think City looked troubled. I don't think City got out of first gear. I think Man United, near the end, started to bring on Weghorst. And when you're bringing on Weghorst, you know where it's going. Long ball. They are a long ball team. That's all they do. Against City, they were knocking it long. That was it. But we controlled it. We brought Nathan Ake on Emily Laporte. We were ready for an aerial bombardment. Even John Stones, in the last minute, heading the crossbar, just shows you the lengths that our players were going to. We wasn't losing that game. We wasn't losing that FA Cup. And we got the job done. Erling Haaland down in the corner, flicking it off Fred for a throw-in and stuff like that. You could see what it meant to the team. The fans was up. The City end was bouncing. We knew we were nearly there. 2 out of the 3 was coming back to Manchester with us. There was blue ribbons being prepared for that trophy. Final whistle went. Manchester City, FA Cup champions again. You could see what it meant to the players. They all come running to the City end. You know, they were all celebrating. And it was unbelievable. And what this team has achieved this season so far is memorable. We've done a double. And there's one to go. The big one. Istanbul, Saturday night. For the T word. I can't wait. But I'm not going to peak too early. But we've done a double. You know, we've done a double again. We're creating history again. But let me tell you this. If we win the big one, Saturday night in Istanbul, there's not a man on this planet who can call this football club for history. There's not a man on this planet who can call this club tin pot. There's not a man on this planet, that can say anything about Pep Guardiola ever again. And if you do, you're just sour. You're just jealous. You're just bitter. Because when I said that interview with Robbie, and I said my footballing journey is better than yours, and it's not even over yet. Well, on Saturday night, if we get the job done, it'll be over then. That'll be full circle. Full circle. From Ipswich Town to Istanbul, from Barnsley to the Bernabeu, from York to Yekin Nappy Square. Big Steve's lived it. Us fans have lived it. All them Blues at Wembley have lived it. And we're going to live it on Saturday night. We're going out there. We're going to enjoy it. We've got the double in the bag. FA Cup, Premier League's in the bag. Already in a fantastic achievements in the bag. We've done it. Man United, we're going to stop your treble. You stop shit. You stop nothing. All you ended up with is a free bucket hat. That is it. That's all you got. You got a Carabao Cup and a bucket hat. Simple as that. But we're going to Istanbul. Is it going to be tough? Hell yeah. Are Inter Milan a good side? Definitely. Can they defend? 1,000,000%. But we're also a good side. We can also defend. We can also score goals. And we're coming for it. The boys in blue are coming for you. That's all I'm going to say. So listen, Blues, all the people that went to Wembley at weekend, I hope you had a fantastic day. All the kids with the face painted, scarves, flags, everything, brilliant. I love it. But we're not finished yet. As a football club, we're not finished yet. A lot of players have gone on their holidays from rival clubs. We've got one last mission in Istanbul. We've got to pull together this week. I always say it. Let's try and get the flags out, banners. You know, let's just turn this city, this beautiful city of ours, Manchester, let's turn it blue. You know, we're the pride of Manchester now. We're the pride of Manchester now. Whether you want to take it on the chin or not, United, we're the pride of Manchester. You had your chance. Yeah, you had your chance to cement yourself in history. We stopped Man City. We stopped their T word. But you couldn't do it because you're not as good as us. So listen, Blues, I'm going to do an Istanbul preview in a couple of days. FA Cup is back in the cabinet at the Etihad. The Premier League is alongside it. Our destiny is Saturday night. The Champions League tickets have come through this morning. Anyone who's got an email, you can download your tickets to the UEFA app. You can transfer them to your friends. You've got to enter your passport number and details to confirm who you are. It's starting to get real now. It's starting to get real. Starting to see people talking about getting the tickets, where they're going to meet up in Istanbul, things like that. You know, a picture flashed up from 2 years ago of me in Porto. One of the worst days of my life. Absolutely gutted. Never watched a game back. But I'm hoping now, 2 years down the line, Istanbul weekend will be City's night. And it will go down in history as being the best night in this club's long and illustrious history. Anyway, I'm trying not to peak too soon. Try not to get too excited. Try not to talk about it too much. FA Cup mission completed. 2 in the bag. 1 more to go. Please hit the like button, people. I appreciate it. Please leave your comments. I'll get back to you. Please check out Ballers Champagne. Yeah? Ballers Champagne, official champagne supplier of Manchester City Football Club. Please be 18 or over if you're going on Ballers' website. It is alcoholic. They're doing Manchester City champagne. They're doing Manchester City limited edition Champions champagne. Saturday night might be the time to put one of them on ice. Fingers crossed. Thanks, everybody. I'll speak to you soon. Look out for my Istanbul preview. Manchester City FC, FA Cup champions 2023. All roads lead to Istanbul.